Hi, I'm Daniel, and today I want to talk to you about barefoot shoes. What are they, what do they do, and why do I use them? So, a barefoot shoe, or a minimalist shoe, or a zero-drop shoe is supposed to give you the feeling that you're walking around barefoot. Well, that's not really comparable, but it's a lot closer than with a regular shoe, of course. The sole needs to be thin, there needs to be no heel raise, you gotta have enough space for your toes. That is actually the most important thing that a barefoot shoe can have. So why do shoes in general need to have enough space for the toes? Well, if you look at small children who have not been wearing shoes or socks for so long, you will see that the toes are spread. And that is actually the same thing that we should be doing with our toes. So, if you would perform a handstand, would you put your hands like this or like this? Right, this is just so much more stable. You can move your fingers and keep pressure on the ground. And that is exactly the same thing that you should be doing with your toes. And that is the same thing you're doing when you are standing and walking barefoot. So to keep the foot and the body stable on the ground, you need to be able to move your toes to actually use them the right way. So check your own shoes, whether your feet actually fit in them without being constricted, and if you can move them a little bit at the front. Well, let me show you something. If I put my foot on a barefoot shoe, there's enough room for the toes. Next one. Enough room for the toes. This one here, well, the big toe's got a problem. And with this one, you can imagine, yeah. So why the flexibility and the missing heel raise? If you look at this, I can twist and turn it every direction I want to. Same with this. And it's a lot harder with this model. See this? Our feet are pretty flexible, have tons of bones in them, and they need to be able to move freely. And the more you constrict them, the more the foot cannot do what it is actually supposed to do. So a flexible shoe is a good option. One problem that comes with the missing heel raise, that if you are walking on solid ground like street for a long period of time and you're not used to it, you could develop a pain at your heel. Because if you wear regular shoes, like these, they have a pretty thick sole and it acts like a cushion. And this cushion prevents you from crushing your heel into the ground. And when you're new with barefoot shoes, you need to adjust to that. So you need to learn to lower your heel slowly to the ground and not let it crash into the ground. It's very important. That is actually what happened to me when I bought my first pair of barefoot shoes. I bought the pair, and the exact same day I flew to Barcelona to a city tour, and I walked around in barefoot shoes. And I realized pretty quickly that crashing your heel into the ground does not feel nice. So I even switched to a forefoot walking style to circumvent that because it hurt so bad. If you buy a new pair and you go on vacation, please take your old pair of shoes with you just in case. Oh yeah, and you probably remember the barefoot shoes with all the single toes. Well, I tried these once and sold them after a day. I didn't like the looks of them and I didn't like the feeling. And today there are a bunch of different barefoot shoes that actually look like normal shoes. Can I recommend barefoot shoes? For me, the answer is yes. I like them because they are so comfortable, and you feel a lot of what is going on underneath you, And the downside is that you have to be a little careful when you walk and that your heel doesn't crash into the ground. But once you get used to that, they're just fantastic shoes. And I never want to go back, actually. I hope you got a good picture of what a barefoot shoe is and what it does. And I can only invite you to go to the store and test them out and see for yourself. They will be comfortable, probably. So, thank you for watching, and till next time.